Okay, open your science textbook to page 142. I'm going to read and you just need to follow along. So at the top of page 142, again, if you don't have your textbook out, pause the video now, get out your textbook, open it to page 142 and follow along. All right, starting at the top. What are California's producers? California has more than 5,000 plant species. More than 30% of these plants are found nowhere else in the world. No other place in the continental United States can compete with this great diversity of plant life. Why do you think this is so? Recall what you know about habitats. Each organism has adapted, to living in certain conditions that meet its needs. For plants, these needs include sunlight, water, temperature ranges, soil, and nutrients. For example, some plants require more sunlight than others. Some plants can tolerate drought, while others require a great deal of water. California's large area includes different climates. In addition, the state has regions at widely varying elevations. These two factors help create diverse habitats, which support many different types of plants. The plants produce food through photosynthesis, and most provide food for other living things as well. One of California's greatest treasures is its redwood forests. Coast redwoods are found only in the North Coast area. It is here that the world's tallest living things thrive on moisture from Pacific storms in the winter and fog in the summer. Giant sequoias, relatives of coast redwoods, grow only in the Sierra Nevada. Joshua trees are found only in the Mojave Desert. They play an important role in the desert ecosystem as both a food source and a home for many animals. Deer, small rodents, and other animals eat the sprouts of the Joshua tree. Several species of grasses are unique to California. The leafy reed grass grows in the North Coast area. Birds eat the seeds of this grass and use its fibers for building nests. Birds also eat the seeds of the California poppy, which grows in many of the state's ecosystems, including the chaparral and the coastal areas. Turning the page to page 143. In parts of California, the soil layer includes an unusual rock known as serpentine. This rock contains minerals that are toxic or harmful to many plants. When serpentine breaks down, its minerals become part of the soil. As a result, only plants that can tolerate serpentine soil, such as the leather oak, can live in these areas. Interesting, I did not know that. Okay, turning the page 144. What are California's consumers? As you have learned, there is a relationship between the vegetation and the animal life in an ecosystem. Given the great variety of producers in California, it makes sense that there is a great variety of consumers. Sierra Nevada bighorn sheep graze only in the eastern side of the central and southern Sierra Nevada. They use ledges and steep slopes to protect themselves from predators such as mountain lions. California's deserts are home to many animal species, including the kangaroo rat. There are 22 species of kangaroo rat, and many of them exist only in California. They eat mostly seeds, leaves, stems, and insects. They are prey for coyotes, foxes, badgers, snakes, and owls. About 9,000 species of insects, including the Kelso Dunes Jerusalem cricket, are found exclusively in California. The Thorn's hair-streak butterfly and the Hermes copper butterfly are two species found only in San Diego County and northern Baja California. The sunny Mediterranean climate and diverse landscape attract many people to California. As the human population increases, so does the need to protect the state's natural resources. It is important to find a balance in order to preserve the diversity of plants and animals in California. Turning the page to page 145. Follow along. Two of California's most endangered animals. Many species of birds, including the California condor, live in the state. The condor has long been a symbol of the fight to save endangered species. Once at the brink of extinction, the condor's numbers have increased in recent years, thanks to human efforts. California condors are scavengers, feeding off the remains of dead animals. The San Joaquin kit fox is one of the several species of foxes found only in California. It feeds on rodents and other small animals. Its primary predator is the coyote. However, automobiles and loss of habitat are also serious threats to this endangered species. And we see these kit foxes around our campus sometimes here at Quellwood. In fact, I opened my door one morning early here at Quellwood and almost got bit by one. Okay, turning the page, page 146. Follow along. Why are non-native plants and animals dangerous to California's ecosystems? Scientists have identified an important problem facing California's native plants and animals: the introduction of many non-native species of plants and animals into the state. Non-native plants and animals often have no natural checks that prevent dramatic increases in their populations. Without natural checks, non-native plants and animals can often spread quickly. Problems are often caused when non-native plants outcompete native plants. They may produce many seeds or spread into new areas by underground roots. In the plant's new environment, there may not be, I think there's a typo in my text, other organisms that keep this spread in check. Non-native animals are often introduced by accident. Ships, for example, often pump out water from distant lands along California's coast. This water may contain young non-native animals. Non-native animals have also broken out into the wild from captivity. In many cases, imported plants and animals do not pose problems for native species or the environment. Studying the impact of non-native plants and animals before they become permanent parts of California's landscape is important. And oftentimes, these plants and animals are referred to as invasive plants and animals. And so when they say non-native plants and animals, all they mean are plants and animals that don't naturally live in that area. Okay, so for example, if somebody brought a boa constrictor and released it out into the wild here in Bakersfield, well, boa constrictors wouldn't normally live here in Bakersfield. So that would be a non-native animal. And if two boa constrictors were released and they started having boa constrictor babies, then you have now a non-native animal living in this area. Okay, I don't think boa constrictors would survive here, but that's an example. That's what they mean by non-native. So in a minute, you're going to be playing a game about invasive animals in different environments, and the game you're playing is a true true story. So you're going to want to read the newspaper headings that they show you in the game, because this is actually happening right now in Michigan as well, what they're talking about in the game, the Asian carp. But it also takes place here in California and in other states as well. All right, thanks for following along, and I'll see you on the next video.